gingerhead men fans out there. This is future Logan, and this is my little disclaimer before the episode starts. I took my sweet time editing this, so everything we're talking about this year, when we say this year, it refers to 2024, and next year is 2025. Don't mind that this is being uploaded and released in 2025. That's okay. Also, we had some technical difficulties. We're aware of it. We're going to change that moving forward and it'll be better. But thank you for listening either way. And I'll get you started with past Logan and Connor. Yeah, here we go. Episode 2 of the Gingerhead Men podcast. Today, we will be discussing a topic that's been pretty relevant in our lives this past year or so, which is magic.
Ooh, yeah.
Last week, we kept wanting to talk about magic in like everything we discussed, but this week, we're actually going to be discussing it.
But who doesn't want to talk about magic? Let's be real.
Um, Probably a lot of people, but if you're listening to this podcast, hopefully you are interested.
Yeah, and if I guess we should explain magic quickly for people who don't know it. If you don't know, magic is a trading card game where you use mana and lands to cast spells to basically break down your opponent and take their health points away and eventually win.
You want them to die, even if they're your friends, you want them to die, but
Yeah,
it's in the
I guess
game.
so. It is a game. Yes, let's be real. It is a
Yeah.
game. And usually, I mean, when we're talking about Magic today, we're mostly talking about the Commander format, not so much Standard or Modern. So this is when a more casual format where pretty much anything is allowed. I use a 100 card deck in a Commander, so there's 99 cards in one Commander, and you play against up to 3 people or more if you really want to, and you start with 40 health. But it's a lot of fun. But today, when we talk, we're going to be referring to that game mostly.
Yeah, it's a lot more casual, kind of just to hang out with your friends and have fun rather than actually being as competitive as you can.
But sometimes it gets heated.
It definitely does.
So what are we talking about today, Logan? We know we're talking about magic, but what specifically?
Well, there's a couple things we're going to talk about. We're going to run through briefly the sets that came out this year and talk about our favorites. And
Hmm.
then we're going to do a deep dive into the announced sets for next year.
And one unannounced set that we'll get to at the end.
Very true. All right, so let's start with this year. There were a decent amount of sets. There's what, 8 that
Yeah,
came
there
out
was
this
8,
year?
but there were essentially 5 main sets from that, which included Emerged at Karlov Manor, Outlaws of Thunder Junction, Modern Horizons 3, Bloomburrow, and Duskmorn. Were the 5 main ones, sorry.
Right, and then they had some like smaller sets,
Mhm.
Fallout, Assassin's Creed, the crossover sets.
Yeah, the Universes Beyond set. I think we discussed a little bit before the podcast, and I'm pretty sure our top 3 are pretty much the same.
Yeah, it was a funny moment when Connor just kind of asked me like, "Oh, what are your top 3?" And I said them, and then he's like, "They're the same in the same order."
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, great minds think alike, you know.
That's true, that's very true.
As my kindergarten teacher told me repeatedly.
I guess we'll start with our thirst one. First one, which is our
our,
3rd place one,
our
which
thirst
for
trap for magic.
yes. Our first one and 3rd place one was Outlaws at Thunder Junction, I think, for both of us. So Outlaws at Thunder Junction took place in a new plane, and if you don't know what planes are worlds, they're planets. You can think of them as kind of like different worlds within the Magic universe. There's places that are based off of London. There's places that are based off of little forest creatures, which we'll get to in a second. There's also places based off of gothic horror. There's a ton of different stuff. Outlaws of Thunder Junction is based on Frontier and cowboys and everything like that. So it was a pretty interesting set, and for a lot of people, a pretty large leap into a realm that's not usually walked on by Magic, which was cowboys, which was very interesting. But I thought it was a pretty fun set. What do you think, Logan?
I thought it was fun. They like reimagined a lot of characters. Like I know there's this big demon dude named Rakdos that I think is a really cool dude, and they like gave him a cowboy hat and like a revolver or some sort of gun. I think it's kind of funny seeing him in a different context. I guess.
Exactly, and I know for a lot of people, they didn't enjoy having the cowboy hats on the characters as much, but as a new player, we're both new players, it was pretty fun to see, honestly, and for us playing more casual format, and having those fun spins on characters who we might not have a lot of experience with. I know Oko was like he was called the ringleader, he's a planeswalker, and he was in a cowboy hat, which is pretty cool in my opinion, but I thought it was a fun set.
That's kind of the first one that I got into, I guess. Murders at Karlov Manor was the first set that was coming out when I was kind of getting into it, but I didn't get a whole lot of packs from that. But Thunder Junction, I have so many cards.
And it was a very powerful set, and the cards were very flavorful. One I have listed here was called Map the Frontier, which is like a fetch, a card that'll get you a land, which you need to play the game. And I thought it was just very thematic.
So for people who might be confused on how it works too, basically you're playing land cards. They act as kind of your energy system called mana, and you use those lands to play other cards, creatures, and one-time use effects, effects that kind of go on the battlefield as it's called. And then you're trying to take out your opponent, which you mentioned before.
Yeah, and
Um,
it sounds pretty simple. I'm not gonna lie, but it gets pretty confusing depending on what cards you play. But it is very fun if you can get through the learning process.
there's a lot of keywords you got to remember, strategies you got to learn, but once you get used to it,
Smooth
it's
sailing.
pretty easy. Yeah, it's smooth sailing.
Well, I guess we can move on to our second place set then, which was the same for both of us again, which was Duskborn, House of Horrors.
This one was obviously a horror themed set. The plane that this one was set in is sort of one gigantic mansion,
Yeah,
which is very different from the Wild West or any sort of other settings that they've had.
just that idea of a whole world being contained in an ever changing haunted house is pretty incredible. You see new creature types. I don't actually know if toys are a new creature type, but that was a cool one to see. You could bring in stuff like I think there was a playoff on Annabelle. There's a lot of basically references to horror movies in this. Like there was a ghost pack or ghost vacuum, which is based off Ghostbusters, and so forth and so on. But it's a very flavorful set, like Outlaws of Thunder Junction,
Not to mention they had the pack. I should know what this is called
the Nightmare Bundle.
because I got it. The Nightmare Bundle. Yeah,
Yeah,
it had like the special promo cards that the
hmm
artist for the Goosebumps series
hmm
like designed the artwork for those cards.
yeah,
It's
which
kind
is
of a
really cool.
cool promotion they did.
Yeah, great tie-in too, honestly. Dustmorn it was near the end of the year, and of course, Foundations is kind of like the final set of the year. But there's a card called Overlord of the Hauntwoods, which is a very powerful card, and it essentially creates everywhere lands, which helps you tap for more mana and such. So it was a very power heavy set again. Lots of fun in the long run. Honestly, a good set to end the year on.
It's definitely got some powerful creatures. I know one of the commanders for the one of the sets, the pre-made sets you can buy,
Mhm.
Valgavoth, Harrower of Souls.
Oh yeah.
I took him and just put him in a separate deck that I was building just to be a powerhouse that I like hope I draw when I'm
hmm
playing that deck. But the whole theme is demons, and he is a demon, so it worked out.
Works out then. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's Valgamoth, right?
Val is it Valgamoth?
I don't remember. Would you call it?
Valgavoth. He is
Val
a
it's
moth,
it is
so
Valgavoth. I was gonna say that he's a moth, so
he's a giant moth, so that would make sense.
yeah, no, I just wanted to bring up that he was a giant moth, and I thought it was cool. So, yeah, but lots of cool cards in this one, and lots of good treatment foils. There was the black and red foils, which look really cool. There's a bunch of other stuff, and now with Magic, I know there's a lot of anime inspired art that's coming in. I don't enjoy some of it, but it's cool on some of them. But others are hit and miss for
I like the anime art gold foil etched rat card or whatever.
me. Oh yeah, the one that you got, which is
Yeah.
a pretty good segue into the first place, which we had for this year. You want to introduce it?
Had this set not come out, I think Duskmorn would have been a clear winner for this year, but they had this set called Bloomborough, which
Mm-hmm.
I know I picked it as my number one too, but I know you're crazy about this one, so I'll let
I
you
am.
explain it.
Yeah, so Bloomborough is also a new plane in the realm of Magic, and basically it's a plane where everything is essentially anthropomorphic woodland creatures, and they're little woodland creatures. So there's mice, there's frogs, there's lizards. It's a great set. There's color combinations called color guilds. Is red and blue. I don't think we mentioned this before, but there's five main colors in Magic, which we should have done in the beginning. But
Yeah, that's probably
there's red.
important.
Yes, there's red, blue, green, white, and black. And each of the guilds are represented by colors and names. So is red and blue, which is usually spell slingers. So the creature type they have in this is otters. They're wizard otters, which is pretty awesome. Blue and green was Simic, and that's frogs. There's Golgari, which is my favorite color combo. Is green and black, which is squirrels, and then there's a whole bunch of others. And then Gruul, which is green and red, is raccoons. I could go on and on about all the creature types, but there are also Calamity Beasts, which are these giant elemental animals that included like Maha, Feathers Knight, which is a giant owl that kind of like brings on the night and everything. There's a bunch of other
Ooh,
stuff,
I
and this
have
was
that one.
yeah, I have Mahat too. It went in my Myco Tyrant deck, which is from one of my favorite sets of all time, The Lost Cabins of Ixalan. We're not going to go in that today, but it was a very
So many words.
yes, it was a very creature focused set, which I really enjoyed. I don't know if you enjoyed it the amount as I did, Logan, but I
I
really enjoyed it.
I don't know if anyone could enjoy it as much as you did, but I I did find it very cool.
Yeah, it was a very fun set. I could go on and on about it to be honest, but there's things like there's a new mechanic in this set where you can give gifts, be nice to players, and then you're rewarded from it. There's a ton of other stuff, but it
There's the
was definitely my
offspring
set of the year.
mechanic.
Yes, there is the offspring mechanic, where if you summon a creature, it can have an offspring effect where you'll pay mana and you'll get a little one little version of the same creature, which is pretty awesome.
A little baby.
Yeah, yep, and it's a really flavorful set, and all of these sets that we talked about are flavorful. They're new planes, which is awesome too. Uh, Very surprisingly, we both didn't pick Modern Horizons 3, but
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy it as much as the others.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, cool, a new set." And then I'm like, who cares?
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed's coming out soon.
Yeah, basically. But I know I just rambled on for like a little bit. Logan, did you have anything to say about Bloomborough before we talk about the new sets?
I mean, it's kind of funny seeing the adventurers or whatever as little mice and little frog dudes. It's a different again, it's I like the variety that Magic has, where you'll have
Mm,
one set that's, as we said, just all cowboys and like reimagined characters as cowboys. And then this set, it introduces the new animal creatures, but it also takes some existing characters and turns them into animal versions to fit into the world.
exactly. It's pretty amazing, and it really just goes to show that Magic right now is really for everyone. I know a lot of people don't really like the Universes Beyond sets, but that's really what brought us into Magic, I think, right?
Right. It's they got crossovers with other things that you like. I mean,
Yeah.
if you don't like them, like don't buy them. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I can do an example for me. The set that brought me back in was Lost Caverns of Ixalan, and by itself is an incredible set. But when they tacked on Jurassic World with that, I went absolutely ballistic for that. And then I was like, I gotta play Magic again. One of my favorite commander decks I have right now is Owen Grady from Jurassic World, and also Blue the Raptor, which is again one of my favorite sets. And it really brought me into Magic, to be honest. And it was because of Universes Beyond it that I went back into Magic.
It's very exciting to have, one of your top 3 franchises. Oh, it's all coming full circle. Collaborate with Magic, like, have a game that you're interested in, and then have something that you're really interested in be a part of that.
Yeah, I think it's more of a comfort thing, honestly. Like it's pretty daunting to learn Magic, but to have an IP that you maybe associate with, and we'll talk about Marvel in a second, I'm sure, with the secret layer drop. But it's comforting to be brought in by an IP that you know and by characters you really know, and it brings you into Magic, and you learn all about the Magic planes and existings, and it's the Magic lore is super cool.
It is. I know what really got me into it was they have the Baldur's Gate crossover
Yes. Hmm.
because I am very into that game, that whole world, Dungeons and Dragons lore or whatever. And I know I've been very focused on Baldur's Gate magic sets and characters and decks and everything that has to do with that. So it's cool seeing the collab between that.
Yeah, and I know two of your decks, if you want to list them off, two of your favorite decks, commander decks, are indeed Dungeons and Dragons based.
I've got yeah, let's see.
I
For
know of
Dungeons and
two.
Dragons alone, I have Xanathar, which you gave me the commander,
Yep.
and I built it around that. And then from Baldur's Gate, I have Shadowheart and I have Karlach,
Oh, so
are
three.
two separate decks. And I'm building Astarion, who's also from Baldur's Gate, but that one's not done yet.
Yeah, but the overarching theme here is that universes beyond brought us into magic, and yeah, I guess we should go on to talking to the new sets that are coming out this year. Or sorry, next year. Next year, it's not 2025 yet.
Isn't it?
It basically is. I guess we can just go through the sets really quickly. I'll list them off, and then we'll just talk about them each if you want to, Logan.
Sure.
Great. So we won't talk about Foundations, but Foundations is coming out actually at the time of recording this, I think on Friday this week.
Yeah, few
um,
days.
yeah, exactly. And then the one after that is going to be Innistrad Remastered. After that is Aether Drift, then Tarkir Dragonstorm. Then after that is Final Fantasy. Then Edge of Eternities. After that is Spider Man. And then at the final one for the year, is an unannounced Universes Beyond.
And if you haven't been keeping up, Universes Beyond are the crossover ones.
Yes, exactly. So we'll start off on if oh my god, Innistrad remastered. So the description for the set reads: rediscover everything you love to fear, dig up reprints from across Innistrad's history and iconic characters from Magic's gothic horror plane. So Innistrad is a pretty cool plane in my opinion. I know you pretty like it a lot.
I like it a lot. I mean, it's pretty much half of it is vampires, which is going to be very helpful for building my vampire deck.
It will be. Not to mention,
And
there's going to be a pretty big reprint print of Edgar Markov. There we go. I can't speak today, but that is like the vampire commander essentially.
yeah, he won't be my vampire commander though.
Not for everyone.
Maybe I'll stick him in the deck somewhere. The disrespect.
Oh, that's a good thing to mention too. If you've never played Commander before, the colors of your cards have to match the color of your commander. So if you have a green blue commander, your cards in your deck have to be green blue or green and blue. Adds a pretty cool aspect and limitation to your deck that you have to build around.
Yeah, sometimes it's disappointing. You find a card you really want to throw in there, but oh, it's green and blue, but it has red.
Oh man, yeah, but then you can't cast it. So
It's useless.
yeah, but Innistrad will be a pretty fun set, I think. And then they are, of course, bringing collector boosters. If you don't know Magic, again, there's two types of boosters now, which is play boosters, which are the regular ones you can draft with, and then collector boosters, which are the expensive ones, but can give you some pretty cool cards in the long run.
And they cost too much. And are they worth it?
Sometimes
Yes.
they bling out your deck. Like I know my Tiamat deck, which is a Wooburg deck, which is all the colors, all five colors. I want to bling that one out. So, collector boosters in that aspect will help me. And then, of course, going back to Innistrad Remastered, there are serialized cards coming back, which I know a lot of people will be after. I don't know if I will.
I don't. I barely know what that means.
Oh, you don't know what serialized means? Okay.
Is that
Um,
just there's only a certain number of them, or they
exactly.
have
Yeah.
specific numbers? Okay.
Yeah. So they get specific numbers on them. Like think of the one of one ring from the Lord of the Rings collector boosters,
The
that sort of thing.
two and a
But
half million dollar card.
yeah, that Post Malone has now. The Edgar Markov reprint is going to have 500. So, if you get one of those 500, it's pretty nice.
Kind of rare.
Exactly.
If I get one, I'll be locking it in my vault.
Not selling it for a while. Honestly, I would make my commander if I got a serialized Edgar Markov. I'm not gonna lie. I'm showing that thing off.
Sell it for thousands? No. Play with it
No, I'm,
often.
I'm playing with it. Yeah, I'm putting it in a top loader so it's protected, and then we'll be good. Yeah. So overall, I think Innistrad's gonna be fun.
Vampires, werewolves, ghosts, maybe some zombies. I don't know. It's, typical horror movie monsters.
Yeah, yeah. So we're going in from House of Horrors to Foundations, and then another horror set, which is fine.
Yeah, why not?
True.
January, that's scariest month of the year.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. January 24th is when it's coming out. So pretty soon after the new year. But then basically a week and a half after, the next set comes out, which is Aether Drift.
That's kind of crazy how close that is.
Yeah, it's very close.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, you want the set to sink in a little bit. This is a great date night though. Bring your dates to an Aether Drift drafting night, and then you'll be set. Aether Drift is going to be a car themed set, which is pretty interesting. Its description reads: "You're in the driver's seat. Leave your competition in the dust. Get behind the wheel in Aether Drift, a multiversal race filled with adrenaline fueled magic gameplay across three planes."
As if magic wasn't romantic enough for Valentine's Day, now we introduce racing.
Yes. So this is going to be an interesting set, in my opinion.
I think we kind of agreed this was our one we're least excited for, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of vehicles to begin with. So having a whole set based around vehicles, I assume, won't really tickle my fancy that much. I don't think. Maybe you feel differently.
Unless they add Wario from Mario Kart specifically,
Mario Kart add-on.
I will probably not be very interested. But you never know. Maybe they'll throw in some little surprises, little sneaky cool things. I don't know.
I'm sure this is going to be a pretty vehicle focused set. Constructs, robots. Robots are pretty cool, so I wouldn't
Robots
mind
would be
that.
cool.
Also, the set symbol is a racing flag. I don't know if that feels like magic. Who knows? I really don't know how I feel about the set.
Maybe they'll put out a new game mode to go with it. A like
A
racing
racing
game
game
mode.
mode,
So
Commander
instead of
race.
Commander, you play race.
Man, I don't
I
know if
don't
I'd
know.
want to play that,
Yeah,
but maybe it could be really fun. Who knows?
yeah. Too soon to tell.
Very soon, too
Too
soon.
soon to tell, Billy.
Yeah, well, I don't really have too much to say about this. Do you have anything else to say? I mean, also we should
No.
bring up that there are three planes, which is pretty cool. What those three planes are, we don't really know yet.
Maybe it's a land race, an air race, and a water race.
It could be like in Sonic and Sega All Stars Racers transformed, where
Exactly.
they changed it to the boats, the airplanes, and the cars.
Maybe it's just secretly a Sonic collab,
That'd be
and they're just
crazy.
they're just baiting us.
Sonic the set.
Sonic the Gathering.
Oh my gosh, no. No, no, no.
All right, let's move on to the next one, I think.
Okay. Yeah, so the next one after that is Tarkir Dragonstorm, revisiting a plane, Tarkir, where there was Khans of Tarkir, there was something else in between, and then also Dragons of Tarkir, which is like a block set. So that whole set spanned about a whole year. So it was three different sets from the same plane all across a year, which was pretty awesome. But now we're going back to Tarkir and Dragonstorm, which the description reads Fight dragons with dragons. Tarkir is now bigger, bolder than ever, filled with cinematic action, dynamic clan gameplay, and powerful new dragons that add lasting firepower to your collection. That sounds awesome.
That sounds pretty cool.
So, very dragon focused. So, if you love dragons as a creature type, you're going to love this one. I know I, with my Tiamat deck, I'm going to love this. Yeah, it should be pretty fun. Release date is April 11th, 2025. Do you think this is one you might go to a pre release for, Logan?
Potentially. Dragons are cool. I think I'm gonna maybe focus my efforts on slaying the dragons.
Subtle plug right there.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Dragon on dragon fighting could be cool.
Yeah, and also it says dynamic clan gameplay. That's pretty intriguing. I don't know what it could
Clash of
entail right now.
Clans Magic DLC.
No, please no.
Maybe that's the universes beyond.
That's the universe is beyond everyone's waiting for is for Clash of Clans. Oh my! Again, dragons. Dragons are awesome. My second favorite creature type. My first one is dinosaurs, obviously.
Big lizards.
Yeah, big lizards are awesome. Big flying lizards, but I like the ones that are dinosaurs better. So I think there should be a lot of reprints in this one, possibly of dragons. I hope there is because maybe some of them will come down in price and I can add more cool ones to my again Tiamat deck. But yeah, it should be a fun one.
I think you'll get plenty of options to
I
switch
definitely
things
will.
up for that.
Yeah, I definitely will. I'll want to change stuff. One of my favorite. I'll go off topic a little bit. One of my favorite dragons in my Tiamat deck is Old Gnawbone, which when he attacks, he creates a lot of treasure tokens. So it's pretty cool. So I don't think anything will beat that, but there could be close seconds in there somewhere.
I'm sure there will be something good for everybody.
What do you like about the set, Logan? You think you're gonna like the dragons?
I hope I like the dragons. I mean, they're big and scary, and they fly,
They do.
and some of them breathe fire. That's what I know about dragons.
Yes. Yeah. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but did you say you wanted to build an Dragon deck eventually?
I would like to, yeah.
So maybe this is the set for you.
Hey, get some good dragons to go in that.
Yeah, exactly. And the Dragon is a five-color commander, and it's basically the dragon commander for all of Magic.
Yeah, I'm not very original.
I mean, I'm not either. I just chose the Tiamat because I like the art better.
Which is a Dungeons and Dragons
It
commander.
is, yes. That's my only Dungeons and Dragons deck, which is, I mean, it's fitting for the Woogberg. It's a pretty cool set.
And it is, in fact, a dragon, even though
It
it's not
is.
a dungeon.
It is. It's not a dungeon, but it is a dragon. So Tarkir Dragonstorm, gonna be fun. Anything else before we go on to the next one?
No, I'd say my knowledge on this one is the most limited out of these upcoming sets.
Yeah, and
But
again, we're pretty new, so Tarkir is not a plane that we've really explored that much. I know some things about it, that there were dragons, but then the cons took them away. They killed them basically. I don't know if you know this, Logan, but the cons killed the dragons.
those dragon slayers.
Yes, they were, but in an alternate timeline, the dragons stay. So maybe this follows the alternate timeline um,
Ah,
with dragons. And again, dragons are awesome. Let's just put that out there again. So I'm excited
dragons
for this set.
are amazing.
Yes.
I have a
We can
challenge for all of you listening, actually.
yeah.
Whether you play Magic or not, you're going to go out and buy one Tarkir Dragonstorm pack. And you're going to see what the best card from it is. And you're going to tell us here at the Gingerhead Men what you got.
Yeah. And then sell it to us
Yeah.
for free.
Or give it to us
Yeah.
for money.
Not really. Just have fun with magic. That's the main thing. Anyway, let's move on to the first Universes Beyond set of the year, which is going to be Final Fantasy.
I'd like
Uh,
to change my answer. I think I know the least about this one.
oh, that's
I
I don't.
know I know Cloud.
Mhm.
I know Sephiroth.
Yes.
They were in Smash Bros.
Yes, that's the extent of my knowledge too, is just Final Fantasy VII.
I'm offending anyone who likes Final Fantasy. I'm sorry.
But I do know that Final Fantasy is a very big IP, so this will bring in a lot of people. Like me and you were brought in by Dungeons and Dragons and Jurassic World. A lot of people will be brought in here. I guess I'll read the description quick. Again, we don't really know much about Final Fantasy, but it's going to be released June 13th, 2025. It says the entire Final Fantasy saga is here. The beloved Final Fantasy RPG series, 16 mainline games of unforgettable characters, items, and moments are now here in Magic the Gathering. Cast powerful spells, call upon classic summons, and even visit your favorite locations on the back of a chocobo. Countless elements from the game are here for you to weave together your own story. So, just by that description, it's pretty cool. And I think uh, you might agree with me on this, but Final Fantasy seems like it'll fit pretty well into Magic.
I think it'll fit perfectly. Yes.
Yeah, and even though I know I haven't played much of Final Fantasy, I think I'm gonna buy a lot of packs of these.
Yeah, potentially.
Mhm.
There I could definitely see the artwork being pretty awesome at the very least. I I did realize too, I know a third thing from Final Fantasy.
What is
I
it?
I couldn't have told you that it was from Final Fantasy, but you said chocobo and I know what that is. It's like a bird thing.
It is. It's like a yellow bird thing. I know
Yeah.
more about Kingdom Hearts, which is another Square Enix IP, more than Final Fantasy, and that's where Donald, Goofy, and Mickey Mouse work with Sora to protect the Kingdom of Hearts. I don't remember.
I know Sora too because
From Smash.
he's in Smash Bros.
Yeah, so Smash Bros. Also brings together a lot of IPs. Magic is bringing in a lot of IPs. IPs like SpongeBob.
Yeah, that is true.
Yep, it'll be interesting, but
That is one of the franchises they're collabing with.
it is. Hey, maybe it'll be great.
Maybe. Hey, I'm ready.
Me too. So, Logan, I mean, we don't really know too much about Final Fantasy. Have anything
No,
else to say?
I'm sure it'll be cool. I'm excited to see what they do with it. Maybe, hey, maybe it'll go the other way. Instead of, being a franchise I love introducing me to Magic, maybe it'll be a game that I love introducing me to a new franchise. Yeah, maybe I'll go play every Final Fantasy game after it comes out.
I mean, it does say in the description that there's 16 mainline games, so that's a lot.
Maybe I'll play one of the Final Fantasy games.
I know Final Fantasy VII's pretty good. I played some of the remastered one, but that's with Cloud and Sephiroth, so
Okay, so that
very
one.
basic. Now, the next set, I think, is going to be my set of the year.
I think I agree with you. Even
Okay.
it's close between the next two, but
Yes.
I've been really waiting for this theme.
Yeah. So, the next theme we're going to be talking about, I think, is a new plane, or no, it takes place in between planes or something like that. It's called Edge of Eternities. Now, this is a space-based set. It comes out October 1st, 2025, and the description reads, "Find magic among the stars. Blast off into Magic's space fantasy set. Chart a course through the Solthura system to explore distant planets, wield dazzling magic, and wage war with alien factions."
Hell yes.
Yeah, this is pretty exciting.
I love space.
Me too.
I think that's such a cool. Imagine combining space cards with dinosaur cards.
That'd be crazy.
Space dinosaurs.
Yes, I can make all of them fly.
Yeah,
And maybe, hey, who knows? Maybe they'll have a dinosaur in the set, and I'll just want it. I'll need it.
a space dinosaur.
But
And
yes, exactly. This gets
they'll
me
do the
super
work for
excited.
you.
Yes, but I'm so excited for this set. It's pretty incredible because I was talking about at the beginning of this year, I think, how I really wanted a space set, but I just didn't think it was going to happen. Of course, Infinity happened, which is what kind of a joke set, but
Yeah, they got like a couple cards that are space themed even, like, and you're not technically supposed to use them.
Yeah, in your decks or whatever. But this one's a full set, so that's different. I can't wait for this. This is gonna be so much fun.
Aliens,
Yes, I'm so excited for
spaceships.
aliens. Spaceships are awesome. Oh,
I
I
want
just
a
love space.
I want a black hole board wipe card. That would be
There's gotta be. It maybe it's gonna be black and white. That'd be so cool.
that would make sense.
But there could be aliens. Oh my gosh, there could be so much stuff. I wonder if it's gonna be like a serious set or like maybe take the Outlaws of Thunder Junction route where it's less serious. But either way, I'm chilling. I'm so excited for this set.
I hope it's, a good mix somewhere in between. I don't want to completely. I mean, they kind of already did goofy space with Infinity, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I think more serious route would be a good move for them.
yeah, and hopefully, like in Infinity, they had those beautiful full art lands of the planets, representing each of the plains, the forest, the islands, the mountains, and the swamps, which I really hope they do too, because a space set blinged out with full art space cards is going to be so sick. This is definitely my set of the year.
What if instead of building a cool, like, take all the unique space cards and aliens and all that, we just build a deck of humans, just the most basic humans.
Like from Edge of Eternities, or just humans in every
Yeah,
set.
I mean from Edge of Eternities, but
Oh,
like
okay,
not the really unique, interesting ones, just bottom of the barrel,
humans.
like astronaut. Like it's just named astronaut
Oh my
or
gosh,
something.
that'd be crazy. And maybe it could be the most powerful creature type, but I'm not playing that. I want to play my aliens. It'll be really fun. I can't express how excited I am for this set.
I'm
Uh
hyped for it.
yeah, I'm very hyped. But we're gonna see spaceships. Again, I was just saying how I don't like vehicles, but spaceships I can make an exception for.
Flying vehicles are cooler.
Yes, they are. Yes.
Ones that fly
Um,
through space are even cooler than that.
yes, and I think the art on these cards are gonna be incredible. Uh, Maybe if the flavor text is also gonna be incredible. I think it's going to be a very flavorful set, which I'm very excited for. Maybe it'll just bring me into Magic in this plane or planes or whatever it's in, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I think
I don't think it'll be in planes. It will be in spaceships.
you're right. I can't even say anything to that. Okay, so the second to last set of 2025 is going to be another Universes Beyond set titled Spider-Man.
It's either the most exciting or the most disappointing of the year.
So it's a coin toss for you.
Yeah, they made such a big deal about how they were having a Marvel collab and oh my god, it's going to be so awesome. And out of all the characters, they picked just Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man, but
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Spider-Man is my favorite, well, one of my favorite superheroes, and it's gonna be so weird having a full set of just Spider-Man characters.
they do have definitely with the villains, they have a lot of characters, but they'd have so many more.
I'm just kind of nervous. I feel like what's gonna happen is there's just gonna be a bunch of Spider-Verse. We're gonna have like Spider Noir. We're gonna have just a bunch of I can't think of any more Spider-Man right now.
2099
Punk Spider Punk, is it Punk Spider or Spider Punk? Spider Punk.
Spider-Punk, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, but I'm
Of
kind of
course
worried we're
Miles
just gonna get that
Morales.
stuff. Miles is awesome. So
He is awesome. I would almost want him more than Peter.
yeah, yep. So there's obviously gonna be Peter. There's probably gonna be Miles, but I'm just worried there's gonna be a ton of variations of just Spider-Man,
Yeah.
and I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, there's so many heroes out there they could have done. I hope they at least, have I don't know, Daredevil, Deadpool, like some of the ones that are kind of close to Spider-Man
Yes,
at least
yeah,
in there.
yeah. That'll be great if they have like the street level
Mhm.
heroes. I haven't read the description, but I'll read it right now. It says friendly. amazing, spectacular. Magic the Gathering, Marvel's Spider Man slings cards from across the Spider Verse. Up there we go into your favorite decks. So,
All right. There's our
uh,
confirmation.
oh man,
Spider Ham is coming to Magic.
I know you saw the news in the beginning too. Like they built up the Marvel set that it was going to be a whole Marvel set,
Oh
and then
yeah.
they just brought it down to Spider Man.
And that was like at least a year before they confirmed it was just Spider-Man. They announced Marvel, and
Yeah.
all they gave was a little teaser video just saying like, "Oh, Marvel's coming to Magic." No information. Everyone's imaginations just ran wild with that.
Mhm. I think, and then to go back to that video too, I'm pretty sure in that video there was Captain America's shield.
There, I believe you're right.
I'm pretty sure there was, and I mean we can talk about the Marvel secret layer pretty quick if you want.
Yeah.
Um,
Technically, yeah, they did technically have Captain America.
Now I didn't buy the secret layer. Logan, do you want to tell them about your story?
Yeah, so for anyone again who's not into magic or even just getting into it, doesn't know about Secret Lair, what have you. Secret Lair is kind of a limited edition sort of magic collab. It's usually collabs that they do where they put out 5 card sets and they get a bonus secret card that you don't know what it's going to be. And they charge you way too much. And then you get them and they look cool. Some are better than others. Again, going back to my demon deck, I got the one for that, for my commander for that, and some of the cards in there. They look really cool and they're shiny because you can either get foil or non foil, and they're good cards, whatever. Oh, they come out with the Marvel Secret Lair, and we're like a little disappointed at first, or at least I was, that it's only going to be a secret lair until it's like, oh no, this isn't the only magic thing. They're still doing the full set, which they then announced was just Spider Man crushing my
Yeah.
dreams again. But I digress. So it gets to be the day where you order the secret lair. They're selling at noon, like 12 on the dot. So I get up, or I get the website up, I should say. I'm looking at what I want. I decide finally what I'm getting. I'm like, I'm getting all 5. There's 5 sets. There's Captain America, Iron Man, Black Panther, Storm, and Wolverine. And I knew I was definitely getting Wolverine and definitely getting Captain America. And I don't know, FOMO or something made me decide to get all 5 of them. So it finally hits 12. I add it to my cart. I go to check out. It doesn't do anything. It's loading. It's loading. Finally, I get in a queue, and you'd think these were Taylor Swift tickets. When I tell you, I was in that queue for 3.5 hours. Was it worth it? Probably not. Am I too far into Marvel to have stopped? Apparently. So I get in there and I'm like, okay, time to check out. My cart's empty. That's not supposed to happen. So I go back in and I try to re add the things, and it's not working. It's not working. What do I come to find out is that they're completely sold out of the foil ones, which you're probably thinking, like, who cares? But I just waited 3.5 hours to get these damn cards, and I can't even get the cool shiny ones. So, whatever, I add the regular ones, and it lets me do it. And I check out. But also, I found out during this, they had a special promo card that you get while they have, uh, supplies for it. And it's the Avengers Tower. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. I'm getting them all. So I'm going to get it. No, they sold out
Yeah.
more. more. They sold out more than half an hour before I got to get anything. So I'm like, oh, that kind of sucked. But it is what it is. At least I got something. And then that night, I come to find out that there's apparently a link going around that lets people just skip the line, and it's fine. Whatever. You know, you're waiting outside the Apple store for the new product, and somebody walks up and tries to get in the door, they're getting sent home. But in this case,
Nope.
nope, go right ahead. So, yeah, apparently magic
Sadness.
equals Taylor Swift is the moral of this story.
And I mean, you got your cards, which was nice, but a lot of people did not get their cards.
Yeah, I should count myself lucky. Even though they weren't shiny, it's I got something. A lot of people didn't because people kept cutting the line.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Horror story, but Secret Lair happens. I know they switched it from they used to do. They did all the prints after everyone got their orders in, so people would order and then they would print. But now they print a limited amount and then people order them.
It used to be supply based on demand, and now they demand the limited supply.
Yep, yep. And then a lot of scalpers get it. So I didn't get any Secret Lair Marvel. I didn't need it that badly, so I'm not too mad about it. I know there's a ton of Marvel fans out there who just couldn't get it, and it's very unfortunate. And especially, we didn't mention this, but it was on a Monday, so a lot of people are working when this came out.
Yeah, 12 o'clock on a Monday.
Yeah, so hopefully, the SpongeBob one doesn't go as bad as this one, but
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be getting the SpongeBob one, but
I think if the cards are nice, then maybe, but who knows?
maybe I'll just check like eBay for the Squidward card. There's gotta be a Squidward card.
Or just TCG player. I'm sure people will sell them for a certain amount.
True.
But yeah, Spider-Man could be a flop or an awesome set, I think. And I think you agree with me, Logan.
I think no, I'm definitely gonna get way too many cards from this set, but I am excited. At the end of the day, it is Marvel. I do like Spider-Man. I think he has some awesome villains.
Hmm.
It's
And
just the potential could have been so much more.
yeah, I'm excited too. But again, like you, I just think there's so much potential in Marvel, like you said. But man, it just feels like it's such a niche part of Marvel. And of course, I know everyone likes Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man a lot, but it feels like I want to see the Guardians of the Galaxy in Marvel and MTG. That's what I'm saying.
That would be cool.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we can't right now, and that's fine. We'll see
Rocket
what
and Groot
happens.
partner commanders would go crazy.
You are getting Groot. You didn't even mention the secret card.
Oh, that's right. Every set has a bonus card, and all five of the bonus cards are Groot in some variation with the character or like imitating the character. Like the Wolverine one, he's got leaves that like form Wolverine's hair, and he's got like stick claws. That's definitely the coolest one, I think.
Yeah,
But I don't know. It's all right. I think they're cool. I like Groot as a character.
Groot's awesome, but
Again, it's the potential. They could have had
yes,
five different characters, and they made them all Groot. Which
yeah, it's
whatever.
unfortunate, but
Beggars can't be chooser. I'm very excited that Marvel is coming to Magic. So
yeah,
at the end of the day, I'll take what I can get.
yeah,
It's
it's
just the potential. That's all it is.
definitely. But hopefully the potential will be met during Edge of Eternities.
That's a good point.
Mhm. So finally, at the end of the year, we have the unannounced Universes Beyond. I have no idea what this could be.
Yeah.
I
There's
have no idea.
no hints that have been given as far as I'm aware. Definitely no official announcements. I mean, they gave the whole roadmap of all these other sets and just
Yeah.
left it TBA.
Maybe it's gonna be like a Christmas theme set.
That could make sense. I mean, it'll be end of the year, so
Oh, I feel like people would get so mad over that.
I don't know what it would be like
Elf.
collabing with. Elf, yeah, probably. Christmas vacation set.
That would go hard.
That would
I would get that.
I would get that.
Or just a secret layer of it.
I mean,
That'd be crazy.
they have Monty Python, they have Princess
Which also
Bride.
sold
I
out
could
very
see it.
fast. Yes, I agree. The Monty Python is a cool set. Or sorry, not set. Cool secret layer. But I have no idea of what this could be. DC.
I
That'd be
Would
crazy.
love that. I would be surprised, especially right after Marvel.
That's what I was thinking.
Just even like I doubt. I feel like it's probably in the contract that you cannot collab with DC.
I'm sure they
I
can. Like Lego has both Marvel and DC, and Fortnite has both Marvel and DC. But who knows? I have no idea what this. Again, I'm just reiterating this. I have no idea what this could be. I heard on. I'm just gonna point this out. I heard on Twilarian Community College, which is a great YouTube channel, that they are speculating that it might be Game of Thrones.
see. That would definitely fit into the magic kind of theme, I guess,
It
or
would.
the general magic theme because it magic covers a wide range as we've established, but kind of the general, fantasy aspect of it.
Hmm.
Game of Thrones fits in perfectly. I mean, they have a whole Lord of the Rings set,
Yes, which
and
did very well.
that fits perfectly into the
Mm,
magic world, I guess.
definitely. Yeah, so I mean, I think Game of Thrones is a perfect contender for what this could be. That's honestly the most I feel like that would fit the most. Otherwise, I have no idea, but it could be anything.
If they come out with a Game of Thrones set, I am spending any dollar amount to buy Hodor.
Yes. Um I've never even actually seen Game of Thrones, so I don't know much about it, but I do know it would fit pretty well into Magic the Gathering. As there is dragons, right? I think.
There are dragons.
Then heck yeah, I'm all for it. Go for it. But yeah, it's I have no idea. Could be anything. Logan, any more guesses before we close it up?
I don't think this is realistic, but I think another one that would fit really well and would be cool to see would be a Harry Potter crossover.
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool, actually.
I
And
think that would fit the world very well also.
yes, I know that would bring a lot of people in.
That would bring a
Maybe
lot of people in.
yes. Dang, that's actually a really good guess. I could see that. I could definitely see that. So we got Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, and then I'll throw it out there. Uh, um, uh, the Land of Before Time. I don't know. I want more dinosaurs.
Littlefoot.
Yes, that'd be great.
Hi, it's Future Logan again. So, at this point, they have officially announced what the TBA Universes Beyond is, and it is Avatar The Last Airbender, which Connor and I are both very excited for. We were both very into that growing up and still kind of are. So that's exciting. I think it fits very well into the Magic universe, and Connor agrees. And yeah,
I guess one more thing before we close it out. How do you feel about there being 3 universes beyond and then 3 in universe sets?
I mean, a lot of people will just complain about the crossovers and how it doesn't feel like magic anymore. I don't care. Like I think it's cool. I love crossovers. I've always loved crossovers, and I think it at the end of the day, it's a game.
Mhm.
You're going to like certain things, you're not going to like other things. I mean, if what the Ether Drift set comes out, the racing set comes out and I hate it, I'm not going to buy it. Like who cares? I'm not going to be bothered if like maybe you love it and you build a racing deck and you come play against me. Like, you do you. I don't care.
You can't play with me. Get out of the
You
command zone.
cannot use your racing deck against me. It's house rules.
Yeah, I think for me, I would have liked to see one of the universes beyond traded for an in-universe set because I think again, just learning the lore of Magic now, there's so much they can work with. Just to see at least one more in-universe set versus a universe beyond set, I would love to see it. But you
Yeah,
you said it perfectly. You know, it's a game. It's fun.
yeah.
Let's just have fun.
Opinions can differ. I mean,
Yeah.
I again, like, I could go either way. I love the crossovers, but I don't need all the sets to be crossovers. If they just had like one big one this year, like the Marvel one or whatever,
Mhm.
that's cool. That's fine. It's cool that they're branching out as it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they got a good lineup for this year.
Yeah, all in all, I think it'll be a very fun year for Magic.
All right. Well,
Brings us to
we
the
got
end.
any final thoughts?
Edge of Eternities, can't wait for it. That's all I really want to say. Very, very excited for that set.
Edge of Eternities is going to be gold.
Oh, it's gonna be so fun.
And I've been thinking about it, and maybe I'll just get shiny sleeves for my Marvel Secret Lair cards. It'll make them a little shiny anyway.
FOMO is really hitting you right now.
Yeah, it's okay.
You'll survive.
But yeah, if any of you have been wondering about Magic or considering getting into it, this is your sign. There's YouTube videos you can learn the rules, or maybe you have friends that know it, or maybe you're friends with me or Connor, and we'll teach you.
Yes. Always happy to teach people new people Magic. You want to say what we might be talking about in the next episode?
Yes, I think keeping up the segues from episode to episode. We talked a lot about Marvel and Magic in this episode, but I think next episode we will be focusing on Marvel as a whole. Probably not much in Magic. We covered that,
We did.
but you never know. It may come up. It'll probably come up. Everything comes full circle.
It might. It might.
Yeah, we will most likely be covering Magic for the next
No, no, no.
episode.
Marvel.
Not Magic. Hmm. We probably will, but
No, we
Marvel.
got all the magic is out of our systems. We got it out during this
Magic's
episode.
gone. Magic will never be mentioned again,
No,
and
we'll
you
have
can
another
quote me on
episode in the
that.
future.
Magic might be mentioned again, and you can quote me on that.
All right, end it.
I don't know. Marvel next time, and thanks for listening this time. Was that good?
Yeah, it's great. Bye.
Bye. Where's the stop button?
I don't know.